Hi Flosstube, I'm Carrie from Three Trails Stitchers. I'm a lonely rider again. I'm sorry if this is weird lighting, but I wanted to sit by my Christmas tree and it's really bright out today, so it's probably getting kind of blown out. But there she is. So anyway, so it's just me, like I said. We might be back together, or at least a couple of us next week. Mom was going to join us this week, but we worked on Sarah's house a little bit yesterday, organizing her kitchen and that kind of thing. So we were all kind of worn out. So hence me filming on Sunday alone. So this will probably be a quick one because I want to get back to stitching because I didn't stitch much yesterday. But anyway, I've decided that I'm gonna stop making plans because I just throw my plans out the window. So as I'm sure many of you feel the same way. But so this week, it was a week. So I'm sure I was gonna start by saying, hey, anything happened this week? It was pretty intense. It was a long week, but it ended well. I mean, for me, I'm happy, I'm relieved, I feel like I can breathe for the first time in a while, so I'll leave it at that. If you want to see anything else about my opinion, my Insta stories is the place. Like I said, I don't do a ton of politics like in my feed because mostly it's like Disney or Christmas or cross stitch. But my Insta stories, I'm a little more free with my opinion. So that way, if you don't want to hear that, you can avoid my Insta stories. But anyway, so I'm glad the week is over. I'm glad that hopefully we can move on. And I'm looking forward to, I don't know. I mean, I know we still have COVID and everything else. I don't know about where you are, but things in Missouri are escalating, and I don't know. It was nice to focus on something else this weekend, I think, even though that was equally stressful. But hopefully we'll do what we need to do. Wear your mask, folks. Focus. Let's get through it so that we can go back to some semblance of normal. I mean, I think it's our new normal, so I'm not going to say things will magically get better, but I don't know. I would like to be able to plan a Disney trip again and not have to worry about canceling it. I really miss Disney. I think this is the first time in, I don't know, probably since I was 18 that I've not taken a vacation, which I know like that's my privilege, that I've been able to take a vacation. And I don't mean like huge Disney trips or family vacations, but just, you know, road trips, going to Memphis or going down to Texas or just going to Minnesota or wherever, mostly Disney for the last 16 years. But you just miss it. I think that even if we can't do like Disney or something next year, we've just got to like try to find an Airbnb on the beach or something and just go somewhere. I've really missed it, and it messes with your mental health if you're used to seeing the world and traveling. Not seeing the world, seeing the United States. I've never been outside the country, so. All right, anyway, enough about the world. You all have heard enough of that. I've determined I'm not going to watch the news today. I'm going to watch movies. So what movie did I pick? The Manchurian Candidate. Randomly, I don't know. I think I just wanted like action adventure. So, as I said, I'm going to stop making plans because I don't follow my plans, it feels like. Last week, I said I was going to work on Halloween night on Midnight Way, get as much as I could done, and then put it away and start Christmas. That didn't happen because I got pretty far on Midnight Way, and I just wanted to finish. And honestly, it was the right choice because with everything that went on this week, this was a super relaxing stitch and, you know, not something I had to totally focus on while I was binge watching the news, which I've never done before in my life until this year. So anyway, I finished Midnight Way. So I have one finish. It's not a fully finish, but it's a finish. Let's put this behind it. And I'm super excited. I keep feeling like maybe I missed some little bit, but if I did, I'll find it later. So this is on a piece of color and cotton. I'm not sure. I think it was a fabric of the month. But here you go. All my white is glow in the dark. It's amazing. I'm so happy to have it and have it done. I'm proud of myself. I mean, I didn't finish it with the stitch along, but not too far after. And I'm excited to have it paired with my Mysterious Halloween Town next year. And now I can start the frosted pumpkin wreath without feeling guilty that I haven't finished something. Yeah, that's a 2020 win. So anyway, last week I noticed I said "so anyway" 5,000 times. So I'm going to make a concerted effort not to say it this time. So from here on out, if I say those words, just start a count. Okay then. Finished that. I have finished Halloween Ouija, Midnight Way. What was my other stitch along that I did this year? Positivity Rules. 3 stitch alongs. Actually finished. Let's ignore the ones that are kitted up and not started or that are not finished. Oh, and I finished Nutcracker Parade. Late, but I finished it. So bring on 2021 stitch alongs. I'm gonna do all of them. Okay. Anyway, so I finished that. There was one. I finished Midnight Way, and then I decided I was going to stitch Christmas. Now I had a plan. I was going to stitch those hands-on design Secret Santas and the flamingos, which I do want to start. But I was flipping through my, my PDFs and my iBooks, and I came across the Wild Violet Christmas postage stamp thing that she did last year, which is an astronaut Santa, astronaut Rudolph, and then Santa in a rocket. And they were just calling to me. So I started Astronaut Santa Friday night. All I've gotten done is the border, but I did it on my Fabric of the Month from Bestitch Me, which was Escape, because I feel like it kind of looks like a nebula, like out in space. It's gonna go this way, but I chose a pinker area to do Santa. I wish I had a picture of Santa and I forgot to print one off. I don't want to show the pattern, but he's very much in like cool blues and grays, and I don't want it to get lost, so I picked a part with a lot of pink, hoping that the blue will show up. So I finished the border last night. I am not a fan of borders. I don't know about the rest of you. Some borders are okay, and this one was fine. It wasn't hard. It's just repetitive for me. But now that I've done the border on this one, I have to do the border on all the rest of them. And my idea was that it would be an ornament, but it's going to be a pretty good size ornament because this is 16 count Escape from Bestitch Me. So, I mean, I'm not against big ornaments, but I'm excited. So this is what I want to work on today. Get started on Santa. I love it. It's everything I love. It's space, it's Santa, it's vintagey, all the things. So that's what I've been working on and will continue to work on. And then when I finish, I don't know if I'll start something else before I finish that, but it's not great big, so I feel like maybe I could get it done. Yeah, so Laverne. So that was my finish. No, fully finished. My finish. Oh, I do have a fully finished object. Hold, please. You can. My Mermaids for Equality shirt. Close up. My mom finished my Lizzie Kate, and I don't know the name of this pattern. This Santa. I didn't even remember I had this finished, so I couldn't be prepared. But if you are curious what this pattern is, just let me know in the comments and I will dig it out and find it. But it is a Lizzie Kate. I think this is the first Lizzie Kate I ever stitched, which is not saying much because I haven't been stitching that long. And I love it. And we just did it, finished it on like foam board or cardboard. And then she had this easel to set it on because I wasn't sure how I want it like permanently finished. So it's not attached, it just sits on this easel. But actually, I think it looks really cute. It sits next to my TV by my little Christmas chalets and my Krampus Funko Pop. And I love it. So most of this is done just in DMC, but I did get the red, the Fancy Floss, and Lizzie Kate, I think for the most part. I could be lying, but the patterns I've seen uses Louisiana Hot Sauce, which is by Weeks, I believe. And I love it. It's my favorite Santa color, Louisiana Hot Sauce. I think it's the perfect Santa suit because it kind of gives you that velvety velour kind of feel. So I did have a fully finished object and a finish. And my whip. I did not work on my Supernatural whip because I was binge watching the news on Thursday night. And I heard it was a sad one. Whitney texted me and she was watching it because she was avoiding the news. I think half the world was binge watching the news and half the world just wanted it to be done. But she sent me a picture of herself with like tears and she's like, I can't handle this anymore. So I'm prepared for it to be sad. So I have not watched it yet even today because I've been in my, you know, when you're in your feels anyway, you don't need more tears. And so fully finished, whips. Whip I didn't get to yet, Supernatural, but I will be working on it. And then haul. I'm gonna go quick. And I'm not lying this time, it's gonna be a quick one. We went to CC yesterday and we weren't gonna go. It was gonna be a Saturday where we did not go to CC and Company. But my patterns came in. I ordered 2 of the Stitching with the Housewives patterns, the Christmas ones. And I got an email from Kathy, the owner of CC, that my patterns were in. So we went by and my mom needed some Fancy Floss to finish a project she's working on. So they came in. Are you ready for these? You've seen them. Everybody's seen them because it's Priscilla and Chelsea. But this one, which is Sip of the Seasons, Rudolph, and Mr. Claus, sorry. I'm not a professional floss tuber. That's better. I love this. I would say this is my favorite pattern they've come out with. And I like all their patterns. But this reindeer, this Rudolph, the border, the pajamas, eek, what's not to love? And then I also bought this one, which I love, and I think this might be a fairly quick stitch. It's decent sized, but it's 98 by 98, so it's not terrible. And I love them when they do them on this blue, that like denim blue that they tea and coffee dye or midnight blue. Amazing. And she said in her video that this Santa's from Walmart, but I've not brought myself to go to Walmart. First of all, I'm not a big shopper right now just because sorry, I just saw, I have the news on. Remember, I wasn't gonna watch the news and it just said that Alex Trebek passed away at the age of 80 and that kind of caught me off guard. That makes me very sad. He fought the good fight. We lost a family member to pancreatic cancer and it's awful. So anyway, that distracted me. Those were my only 2 pieces of haul. Sarah bought a couple things, which hopefully we'll be able to show you next week, that were cute. And I think that's it. I do have some fabric coming from Stitch Me, of course, because I have a Stitch Me fabric problem. And yeah, that's it. So if you won the person who won our giveaway last week, Sarah is going to mail it tomorrow. We were going to mail it yesterday, but things, you know, it just didn't happen because by the time we got out and about and did what we needed to do, our post office was closed. But she is off tomorrow. She has to take her car into the shop and do some other things. So she took the day off work to make that happen. So she will mail it tomorrow. And then we will be doing a giveaway next week because we reached 300, due in large part to Kindred Stitcher mentioning us in her Flosstube. Thank you so much. You know, I think a lot of you and what you do, and your stitches are amazing. My mom was super pumped and very excited too because she loves Kindred Stitcher. So it just means a lot that people give us a little shout out. If you see anybody else that shouts us out, please let us know so that we can say thank you. We're just hanging out here doing floss tubes because we love to stitch, and it gives us an excuse to laugh and be goofy. And So it's pretty special that you guys want to show up and watch us week after week. So we love it. And it's so much fun. It feels like you have a million friends out there in the Flosstube stitching community. I will mention a couple Instagrammers that I'm going to mention one that I follow because I forgot to make my list, but I will do it for next week. That I started following, Stitching in Color. So she's at Stitching in Color. There might be underscores between Stitching in Color, but if you look that up, you'll find her. I believe her name is Miasia. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry, but I have a student that spells it the same way, and she pronounces it Miasia. And she's stitching the self-portrait. That's amazeballs. It's amazing. So if you have not checked her out, do it. I mean, first of all, stitching a self-portrait, genius. Colors, genius. And she's just a nice person. She's a great person. So anyway, check her out, and next week I will drop the name of another Instagrammer. There's lots of Instagrammers that don't have floss tubes. I was one forever. That stitches and shares, you know, all their information and all of that stuff, shares all the great things they're doing, but they don't have a floss tube. So, but they're still out there. So, okay, so we will do another giveaway next week for our 300th level, reaching 300, which was amazing. And it'll probably be a bag. I think I'm going to do a Christmas bag with a pattern. Yeah. Anyway, I went back to anyway. I'm going to move on now. So if you are not interested in hearing what I'm reading, watching, or listening to, you could just tune out. But if you are, hang in there. It's going to be riveting. It's going to be quick because all I've done is really watch the news. But otherwise, thank you so much. If you want to come back, there will be more people. It won't just be Awkward Me next week. Feel free to subscribe and leave a comment below letting us know if there's something else you'd like to see. We talked at one point, we've not been dyeing fabric. Every week I say I'm going to, and then it just hasn't happened because we've been doing other things. So if we have some successful fabric dyeing moments, maybe later down the road we'll film ourselves dyeing, which we probably do not do it like anyone else. We're very like, just get it done. It would probably horrify some people that really take their time to dye fabric, but if you want just some random, don't know what we're doing kind of dyeing, we've got you. I posted pictures of my Christmas stuff on Instagram. If you want something funny, you can fast forward. If you go to my Instagram story, click through all the political stuff, and there's a picture of Laverne. Last night I was sitting stitching on Astronaut Santa, and I turned around and she has a piece of toilet paper hanging from her mouth, because when she's annoyed with me, she will go tear up, sorry about that. That was an unsuccessful leap to the table. She will go and tear up the toilet paper that's on the roll in the bathroom. And twice, this is the second time that she's got caught with toilet paper hanging out of her mouth. It was so funny. I laughed really hard, and I needed that laugh. So she's pretty silly. She doesn't know how precious toilet paper is right now. She just doesn't care because she wants me to pay attention. Shirley, when she's mad at me, will go around and open cabinets. So I'll come home at the end if I've been gone. Like this week, I'll have parent-teacher conferences, so I won't be home till close to 9, 2 nights this week. And she'll go around and she'll open. I'll come home that all the cabinets are open. Crazy cat lady level, red alert. Okay, so if you don't want to hear about my media corner, feel free to tune out now, and I will see you next week. If you do want to hear, just stick around because it's about to start now. Reading, listening to, watching the news. Honestly, there was one night, Wednesday night, so Tuesday, Mom and Sarah came over, we watched the election, which is super anticlimactic anymore. It used to be everything was decided, but it's not. It hasn't been for a few elections. It's nothing new. But I made dinner and we watched it. Wednesday night, I was just kind of done. I watched the news a little bit, and then I watched some episodes of Parks and Rec, because that's the government that everyone can agree on, is Amy Poehler and her crew at Parks and Rec. And then basically watch the news Thursday, Friday, and last night I watched the speeches, so I watched the news last night. Today I'm watching The Manchurian Candidate, the new one, not the old one, because it's currently on Showtime, and I was flipping through like free premium movies and was like, oh, I'll watch that. because we haven't had enough of politics. So let's watch that. And then what am I listening to? I listened to some My Favorite Murder this week because they always kind of make me laugh and cheer me up, some old ones. And then someone suggested, because I posted something about Stacey Abrams, and one of the teachers I used to work with posted a podcast that she was on, which is called Smartless. And maybe I'm the last person in the world to know about this podcast, but it's Sean Hayes from Will and Grace, Jason Bateman, who I've loved since Silver Spoons. That's how old I am. And Will Arnett from, Lego Movie and everything. He's Will Arnett. And they interview people. They always surprise each other with a guest, and they interview people, all different kinds of people. The first episode was Dax Shepard. They did Neil deGrasse Tyson. There's a Melissa McCarthy one, and then Stacey Abrams, which was fascinating. She's incredible. So I listened to that, and that's what I've listened to, like 4 episodes of that since then. And it's just, they're funny. It's kind of what you need. I think they started doing this podcast during quarantine, and it's just really interesting. And it's funny. Makes me laugh. That's what I've been listening to. And then reading, not much, but I will tell you, I think because of just the world, like I said last week, I'm going to give myself a break because my brain is just not ready to take stuff in. But I did, get down, Vernie. We were at Target one night, and I saw this new young adult series that's basically Velma and Daphne from Scooby-Doo. And I was like, that looks like a lot of fun, because we grew up with Scooby-Doo. Sarah, Whitney, and I are big Scooby-Doo fans. If you've never seen the Scooby-Doo episode of Supernatural, it's worth a watch. But so I downloaded that book on my Kindle, and that's what I've been reading, and it's super interesting. I mean, it's a young adult book. It's characters that you know. It's a little, of course, it's a little bit of mystery, a little bit of ghosty business. No, it's 100% fluff, and I'm enjoying it. So that might be the book that gets me out of my slump. I did buy one of the Stacey Abrams books. Is it called Our Time Is Now? Which I might read at some point, like slowly but surely read, because I don't do a lot of nonfiction usually. But I think she's a pretty cool lady. And that's about it. That's what I'm reading. I'm reading a graphic novel called White Bird by R.J. Palacios. If you know children's books at all, there was a book called Wonder, which was turned into a movie about a little boy whose face is disfigured and how the kids at school deal with him and his life. It's an incredible book. If you have not read it, I would highly recommend it, whether you're an adult or a kid. They made a movie out of it. But this is a graphic novel that's written by the same author, and it's a story of the Holocaust, but through a young Jewish girl who lives in France. And it's really good. So I'm about halfway through that, so I read a little bit of that too every night. Okay, I think that's probably about all that I'm reading, watching, or listening to. So if you want to see my Christmas decor, it's on Instagram. I went kind of low-key this year. I'm sure if you see it. I still want to put lights on my mantle, and I want to put lights around my little retro houses, but that involves me going back to Target or going to Walmart, and I don't know. I feel like I told Sarah, I feel like I'm stocking up, like I'm a squirrel stocking up for the winter. Like I've just been buying food and snacks and, medicine and toilet paper and stuff that I would need, because I just feel like, first of all, weather-wise, I doubt I'll want to get out, although it's beautiful here in Missouri for the next 2 weeks. But also, I don't think our COVID numbers are going to be going down anytime soon, so I think I'm just kind of ready to curl up and stitch and watch movies all winter long and hope that we can get it under control. On that note, I think that's probably it. This might be the shortest video we've ever made. And I hope that the weather's great where you are. I hope that you're dealing okay with election stress, and that you are taking a deep breath and taking time for yourself. And stitching, it's a good stress reliever. Trying to block out the noise sometimes is the best thing in the world. We're doing good here. We're hanging in. So take care. Next Friday, I'm off because of parent-teacher conferences. So Whitney took the day off, and we are going to go to, our plan is to go to Lewisburg, which is an apple orchard. Lewisburg, Kansas, I don't know, probably about 40 minutes away from where we live, maybe more. They have apple cider donuts. They've got apple cider slushies. It's like apple cider everything. And we usually go every year, but it's hard to find a time. I don't want to go when it's crowded, not during this. And so since we're both off work, we're going to try to do that next Friday. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. I think it's special now to do like those little things with your friends and family that you haven't done for 8 months because life hasn't been normal. So I hope you guys find a little bit of fun and a little bit of moments of normal in this sea of crazy. And I hope that you take some time for yourself. So I will let you go now. I will see you next time. Get some stitching in. Take care. Be safe. Wear your mask. I'm going to stop telling you to vote because we done did it. We done voted. It's over now, right? At least for a little bit. Sorry, someone outside. And I will see you next time. See you real soon. Bye-bye.